Hi Flosstube, this is Dory23 Stitches and I'm Dory. It's so good to be back with all of you. It has been a really long time since I started my Flosstube journey. I did 2 videos in 2023 and then I didn't come back anymore. So I apologize to anyone who had watched me and complimented me on my videos, and I'm sorry that I didn't continue, but I'm back now and I'm hoping to not go away again. But I do have a lot to show you. I have a bunch of whips, I have some finishes, and I have some haul that I'd like to show, things that I want to get started on soon. My first video, I did a whip parade. So that was my extensive everything that I've touched, you know, in the past, I don't know, 3-4 years. But this time I think what I'll do is I will show my new starts, of course, and the whips that I have touched since I showed them last on my first video. My second video I showed kitted up projects. Some of them I've started, some of them I still haven't started. Just to give a quick background, I've been stitching for over 30 years, since I was in my teens. I kind of got started with my sisters had stitched a little bit, and then I kind of taught myself. My first project ever was an embroidery project. It was the Serenity Prayer that I thought was pretty, and I believe that is somewhere in my mom's old house that my cousin is living in, so I don't have access to it, although I wish I did, because it was the first thing I ever stitched. So I quickly went from embroidery to cross stitch, and that was I was probably around 17 years old back then. So I am a divorced mom of 1 child. That is my Eddie. He'll be 20 this July. I have 3 cats and 1 dog. And I am a video editor. That's what I do for a living. I work 3 days from home editing, and 2 days I work in Manhattan for a cable news channel. And I do playback the 2 days that I'm in the city. All of it is for the cable news channel, the editing and the playback. So since I have done my last video, we have acquired 1 more cat, and I will show her at some point. Her name is Star. So now I have 3 white cats and lots of white cat hair in all of my projects. Okay, so I guess I will get started with my whips. One of my oldest ones is my long dog, and it's called Spangled. I do have the picture of it here. So, oh, it's upside down. I'm getting off to a good start. And I just dropped it on the floor. So that is Spangled. I have not worked on this. Sorry, since I dropped it on the floor. I haven't worked on this in a while, but I believe I have worked on it since I showed it in my whip parade in that very first video. So, okay, bear with me while I get my bearings here. Here is my Spangled. So when I showed it to you the first time, I believe I only had the center done. And I have gotten a start on this border that will go all the way around the project. So, very happy with it. I just need to pick it up again and get going on it. I started this project in February of 2022. So this is probably the oldest one I'm going to show you today. And I have my initials up there, and I did not put the year because who knows when I'm going to finish it. Hopefully this year. It would be nice to get this one done. So that is my Spangled. Okay. Alrighty. Oh! I need to get back into the hang of doing this. It's been a while. Okay, next one I'm going to show you is my Nutcracker Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'm doing all the projects on 1 piece of fabric. Oh, the fabric on my long dog was, hold on. That was a 32 count antique white Lugana. That's on the Spangled. On my Nutcracker Village, this is 32 count raw opalescent Belfast linen. Wow, I really have to get back into the habit of doing this because I'm not doing very well here. So here she is. I believe I still have 6 pieces to finish on this, but I've gotten quite a lot done since the last time I showed it. I mean, it was 1.5 years ago. So that is my Nutcracker Village, and I'm using all the called for colors. Isn't that pretty? I really should get that going again. That is project number 2. I started this in February of 2022 as well. So I don't have a picture. I would have to insert a picture of what that will look like all completed. Don't have one with me here. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is my Boo Banner by Stony Creek. I love Stony Creek. I love their color changes. And I'm going to preface this by telling you I'm not a big Halloween stitcher. I'm not crazy about Halloween. It's not my favorite holiday. However, I really like cute Halloween things. So this is this Boo Banner, which I think is adorable. I love the blue scarf on that ghost. So I do have, this is almost finished, and it really, when I was ironing it earlier to show you guys, I realized I need to get this done because it's so close to being done, and I really just have to do the back stitching. So here is where I am. I mean, this is really almost complete. This is 28 count Vintage Stormy Nights Lugana. I'm using all the called for colors. It's DMC. There's some rainbow threads. You see the hat is like shimmery. The hat on the cat, I should say, that green hat. I just love this. I think these ghosts are adorable, and the pumpkins and the little witch in there. She's going to get some special specialty turkey stitches for her hair. Can you see that in the pattern? So I haven't gotten to that stuff yet, but I've done most, I think all the cross stitches are complete. And I just have to finish up that back stitching and the turkey stitches for the witch's hair. And there are also some embellishments that go in this, like little candy corns and stuff like that. They're really cute. So I started this in September of 2022, and I think it's about time I got it done because it's adorable. It's really cute. I actually took the time to try to iron most of these things today because with being in Q-snaps and stuff, they were quite a mess. But here are the little embellishments for the Boo Banner. They're little stars and little candy corns. They will go on. This is mostly de-kitted because, like I said, I finished the cross stitches, so I only left in the what I needed to finish back stitching it. So okay, so now from there, I'm gonna get into some of the newer starts. Since my last, well, maybe I showed this one too. I don't remember if I showed this or not. My beach boardwalk. I think I showed it as a kitted up. I don't think I had started it yet, but I'm doing the beach boardwalk by Country Cottage Needleworks. That is, I am using the called for on this. I'm just trying to find what it's called. And I know I wrote it down, but I have a very small start on the first house. I can't find it. I know I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. So this is 28 count Clouds Lugana by Rogue, I believe. I started this in November of 2023. Oh, so I don't think I did show it to you guys yet because my last video was July of 2023. I had just shown you that I got the patterns and the fabric. So that's as far as I've gotten on that one. This one I did show you last time, and when I took it out to iron it, I couldn't believe I didn't know how far along I was, and I really need to finish this like tonight. I mean, that's how closely I've come, and I don't believe I have a picture of it, but it's so close that you'll be able to see. This is a historical sampler kit that I had ordered. It is the Advent calendar. It's not even in my book. I don't know why, but I cannot believe this is almost done. I think numbers 22 and 23 at the bottom just need a little bit of work, but everything else I believe is finished on this. Oh, and my border. You see my green border that needs to go, is that green? It needs to go all the way around. Other than that, this is almost a finish, and I really need to just leave it out and do it because I love it. I think it's very pretty. I think the last time I showed this to you guys, I had the snowflake done in the center and some of the inner border. So yeah, I didn't realize how close I was, and this needs to get finished. It's very, very pretty. The Historical Sampler Company, I think they're called. It's a kit. They send the flosses on these cards. I wish I had a picture of it finished to show you, but this is so close to what it's going to look like that I think it's okay. I started this on that vacation when I was right around the time that I started filming. I was running out the door to vacation, and this had come in the mail, and I grabbed it, so I started it on the vacation. I really need to get that done. That's very, very close to being finished. Let me just check my list and see where I am. Okay, my next one is going to be, this is called Wacky Tree Farm, and it's by Whispered on the Wind. I had not heard of them, but I was perusing 123 Stitch one day, which is really not a good idea. I just buy when I find stuff. This, I remember working on this at Stitch North, but I don't think I started it there, but I worked on it. So this is where I've gotten. This is on, let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm a little out of order. 32 count Mercedes Lugana by Picture This Plus. Haven't gotten too far on it, but I've got a good start. This is all using Threadworks threads, and I think it's very pretty. I love Christmas trees, and I love the little intricate work in these different trees. There's my Stitch North needle minder that I got. I will be going again this year, weekend 1 to Stitch North and weekend B for StitchCon. So I'm going with my sister to Toronto. We're looking forward to that. And then when I go to StitchCon, just going to be by myself, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing the friends that I made last year and hanging out with them again. Okay, so that was my Wacky Tree Farm. I believe my next one. Okay, I started the Summer Quaker, which was, I believe, Hannah, the Hugo Stitcher. I believe I think her name is Hannah. Forgive me if I've just screwed that up. She had a stitch along for this. It was Live in the Sunshine, Sal, I believe. I didn't get very far on it. This is 32 count Celestine by Fiber on a Whim. And I did this with 2 strands of thread, and I'm wondering if I should have just done 1, because when I was working on it, it was kind of chunky with the 2 threads, which might be why I haven't picked it up again, but it's pretty, and I'd like to do more. I know lots of people were working on that. For those that don't know, this is what it's very, very pretty. This is what it will look like. Sorry about the glare. So yeah, I've really only gotten a very small start on it compared to how large it is. Okay, my next one is, I believe this was a freebie by Judy Whitman, and it was called Stitching Community. And I got this is just like a little stocking, I think, and I got a very small start on it. I'm using DMC 498 on this. It's going to be all one color. If I can find a picture of it, I will put it in. This is 28 count Bee Stitch Me. It just says green opal. I don't believe there was a color on it. Number 562. So I thought that would be pretty for Christmas. But like I said, I didn't get very far. I will search for a picture of that, and if I find it, I'll put it in for you. Started that in August of 23. Okay. Next, I'm trying to go through these a little quickly because I have a lot to show, so I don't want to make you sit around all day and watch this. Okay, somehow I got out of order here, but I'm good. I can pick it up. I bought this project at Stitch North. I saw it, and I fell in love with it. This is my first project by Heartstring Samplery. It's called Hibernation Day, and the funny thing was I could not remember. I kept forgetting the name of it, and friends online would always say, do you remember the name of it yet? It's very pretty. I guess it's like a band sampler. The verse says, sorry for my glasses, I love the snap of winter air and snowflakes on my face, and how snowdrifts make the world disappear without a trace. I'll take a day dressed in pajamas in a room without a view. If I can spend the day curled up next to you, let's have a hibernation day, me and you. This verse is from a song by Jars of Clay, which is Hibernation Day. That's how she got the name. I thought that was a cute little piece of information. It's written in there. Okay. I got a pretty decent go of this, but then I put it down and haven't worked on it much. This is a huge piece of, I believe this is Roxy Floss Co. fabric. Right? I think she dyes as well. I got this at Stitch North, and I started it at Stitch North. I think that's very pretty. So I got as far as that roof, and I need to pick this up again. I'm also using the Roxy Flosses, the Roxy Floss conversion, because I bought the whole thing at Stitch North. And these are going to be messy, but here are the flosses. Someone at Stitch North gave this to me. I wish I could remember who, but isn't that pretty? And these are all the flosses. The reds on here are really pretty. I really did enjoy working on that, and then I got sidetracked with other projects like we do, right? That happens. So yeah. And I'm happy that I took the time to iron these because it really does make a difference. They were really crumpled from being in Q-snaps and stuff. This is a really big piece of fabric. I just have it. The nice thing is when I'm finished with it, I can use this for something else. What is the name of it? Did I write it down? Oh, it just says 28 count even weave. Do I have a tag on it? I'm just curious to see what color it is. I think that was before I started really keeping track of those things. Okay. Many of my project bags are by So Much to Love. I was in her bag club and then she sadly ended it, but they are so pretty. Strawberries. And the inner is polka dots. I really, really love her bags. I think I have one that I ordered that I'm waiting to have it arrive because she still sells them. She just doesn't do the club anymore. Okay, next one. My next one is another, I see it in the pile, but I'm looking for it. Okay, this is Holiday Teamwork, and this is another Stony Creek. This was a PDF download, so I just printed the cover. I think this is really cute. So I'm a big Christmas person. It's my favorite holiday. I love that little cat right there. So I have a decent start on this one, but I need to get back to it. I started this on Vintage Blue Whisper 14 count Ada. And I think this might be a Charles Craft or something. This might be one of the ones you get like at Michael's. Okay, first of all, it's upside down. And secondly, I was showing you the back. Okay, so here's where I got to. Oops, I didn't get that snowman done yet. But I got the cat and some of the little mice in there. So I thought that was a cute project and I really would like to finish that at some point. I started that one in May of 24. Okay, next is, I bought this online and I got, so this next project was a mystery sal, but I bought it after the fact. So I knew what it was gonna look like when I bought it. I'm trying to find, this is the chart that will show you what it will look like when it's done. This is Tiny Modernist Christmas Dreams. Hope the glare is okay there. So I was able to see what it was gonna look like and I bought it, you know, all together at once. This is my focus project. I've been really working this one a lot lately. And I think I'm on part 4. Sorry, my board fell over. Okay. I'm really loving this project. And I believe there's someone out there that I may have enabled to buy this pattern. I won't name names, but she's one of my favorite Flosstubers. So we'll see if she winds up with the pattern one of these days. But here is my Christmas Dreams. So the first part is the middle. That's part 1. And then part 2 was the top joy and the bottom sleigh. No, I'm sorry. That was part 3. Part 2 were the angels and the cardinal and the peace dove. Then part 3 was the sleigh and the joy at the top. So right now I'm on part 4. I just finished this stocking at work the other day when I was working on it. I love that greenhouse. The floss color is Fancy Green Nancy, which I love because my mom's name was Nancy and she was quite a fancy lady when she was younger. So that reminds me of her every time I use it. I really enjoy this project, and what I love about it, I'm stitching this on the called for, which is, let me find it, sorry. Called for fabric. This is 28 count Dusty Green Jobelin. And I would never pick this color, but I love the way the white pops on it. So maybe that's why it was picked for this project, because it is the called for. And I'm using all the called for flosses. There's DMC, Weeks, and Classic Colorworks in here. The Fancy Green Nancy is a Classic Colorworks. And I love the variegation in that. It's very pretty. And I love the door, the red door. I'm trying to find a pretty little tiny black button to use maybe for a doorknob. That would just be my embellishment that I added. Oops, I'm losing it here. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this project. This is what I was stitching on when I went to Amy Born to Stitch. She had a Wicked event. So this is what I was stitching on during that event. So this is Tiny Modernist. And I will be doing more Tiny Modernist after this because I'm really, really enjoying this. So that's my focus piece for now. I'm trying to get it done, even though it's not near Christmas, but I love Christmas so much. So, and I carry this with me to work. So that's another reason it gets worked on, because I have a really nice stretch of like 4 hours not every day, 2 days a week when I'm in the city. I have a stretch where I'm not busy, so I can just stitch, which is really nice. Give me a second, I need some Diet Coke. Okay, okay. Next one I did not get a huge start on. This is the Fabulous House series by Cottage Garden Samplings, I think. I can't read because my glasses. Cottage Garden Samplings. This is the castle. This is not my normal genre, I guess I would say, but there's something about it that I just love. It's very intricate, and I love this at the bottom. I just think it's really pretty. So I do have a very small start on it. This fabric is 28 count slate Lugana. I'm a Lugana girl. I really like my even weave. Okay, sorry. Let me just get my board. Very small. It's not a huge start, but I love how it is a lot of work because there's a lot of color changes in there, but I think it looks pretty. I'm using all the called for this. I think there's a few Weeks dye works in it. There's 1 Weeks and 1 Classic Colorworks, and the rest is DMC. And I just think it's fun. So one of these days I'll have to pick it up and get back to it. I started this in January of 24. My next one is by Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet, and I bought this. I had taken my son to Utah for a Pokemon regional tournament thing, and I got to go to the Craft Center of Fine Stitchery, which is sadly no longer in business. But when I was there, I bought this Flea Market Flowers, and I'm doing this one on a 25 count opalescent. And I think the reason, if I remember correctly, I think they were out of 28 or something, and I wound up getting the 25 count. I started this at Stitch North. I started this at Stitch North, and I did not get very far. I don't remember which way is up. I don't know if it's this way. Let me get the board. So I got a very small start. And this is very colorful and pretty. I didn't iron this one, obviously. I need to do more on this because I really didn't get very far at all. I started this at Stitch North, and then I found the Hibernation Day, and I bought that one, and I started that one. Which is what happens, right? We get distracted by pretty things. So that's not a huge start, but I'm, need to get back to it. These are all DMCs, and that's what I'm using. All the called for ones. I didn't change anything. Adding to my pile. Okay. Catch up back to where I was. Okay. The next one I have is really a big, what's the word? Endeavor? Is that the word I want? It's a big project, and it's a lot of work, but I don't care because I love it. My first Bella Filipina, and I haven't gotten very far on it, but the glass slipper. I love Cinderella. When I took my son to Disney when he was little, I couldn't wait to meet Cinderella. When I went to the breakfast thing to meet her, we did that for me because I was the one who wanted to get a picture with her. So that's the Cinderella. I have all the DMCs and all the beads that I need. I'm doing this on, I have to get my glasses because I have my contacts in today and I really can't read with them in. This is Garden of Dreams 28 count Lugana by Fibralicious. And I really do just have a very small start. I think it goes this way. It's still in the Q-snap. I believe that's her décolleté. So, am I showing that the right way? Yeah. So it's a very, very small start, but I love it. I love the way it looks. It's very pretty. I need to do it. So that is, when did I start that? I started that in July of 2024. That project uses several Krennics, and I believe there's beads, and they're in there. I have everything that I need for it. So that was that one. Okay, this next one. In my previous stitching before my son was born, when all I did was stitch, I loved Just Nan and her band samplers. They are they were my favorite up until now with all the new shiny stuff. I love it. And she recently came out with another band sampler. She switched over to doing little mice and little things that you would stitch and then sew into something, which wasn't really my thing. But she announced she was going to do a band sampler, and I pre-ordered that right away. I pre-ordered it from the Silver Needle. This is what it's going to look like. See, even here she has one of those little things that it's like an extra part that you can stitch and make it into a whatever that thing is. I don't know. But I have a really good start on this, and I need to do more. This is where I am. Oh, I just love. Oh, and I'm showing you the back. It's a good thing it's not too messy. There's a needle minder on there from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They're my favorite needle minders because I think they're really strong. Okay, here's where I am. And I can read you that verse if I put my glasses on. I'm stitching this on 28 count antique white Joblin. And I'm going to read you. The verse says, "Thread the needle with patience, delight in each flowering row, embellish with sunshine and treasure while a magical garden grows." Goodness, couldn't get that out. Just trying to see if there's, oh, you know what? My beads and my flosses are in a different project bag. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. But anyway, so that is my magical. I love it. Oh, these birds, I don't know if you can see, are over 1. I don't know if that's blurry or not. Probably because my glasses are off, it looks blurry. But, yeah, you can see it. They're over 1. So how fun is that? I love Just Nan. I think that I have almost all of her band samplers like in my stash. Whether I've stitched them or not is a different story, but I have them because I love her. And I'm so glad that she made a new band sampler. Sorry, my hair is like, it's all over the place. Okay. What am I up to now? Let's see. Okay, Erin Elizabeth. I am stitching her fall cabin, which is adorable. My favorite holiday is Christmas, but my favorite season is autumn. And I love autumn stitching. So here is Erin Elizabeth's fall cabin. I love the plaid house and the sunflowers on the boots. I love this project. I haven't gotten too far on it, but it's so pretty and I love it. And I bought this at StitchCon in the annex. I'm so embarrassed to admit that when I was at StitchCon, I was so excited to be there and stitching with everybody that I couldn't pull myself away long enough to get to keepsakes. Sorry, staff. And Barbara. This year I am going again, and I am going to make it to keepsakes if it kills me. But yeah, that's a plan. Where is the? Here it is. I took it out of the Q snap. Okay, here's the stitching. This is a very small start that I got when I was visiting a friend who I was helping after he had heart surgery. So I had my stitching there with me at his house. And I got this little start. It's just a door. The door of the cabin. But look at how pretty those DMCs. I mean, it really looks like there's a light on in there. So it's really good use of color. I love it. This is on 28 count. If I could, oh, you know what this is? 28 count Purple Rain Murano. This was a gift to me by my friend Stacy, the 911 stitcher. She came to visit me. She was in the city to go to a Yankee game all the way from California. I got to meet her and her husband Rick, and they're both awesome. And she brought me a piece of fabric, which was so nice of her. She did not have to do that, but I was able to use it on this project. So now, Stacy, every time I work on this, I will think of you. So that was a nice, it's nice when friends do things like that for you and totally unexpected. And it was nice to meet her. She came to visit me. She didn't get to visit me at work, but I came down to meet her outside 30 Rock. So I got to see her for a little bit. Okay, next one. I don't know how I think I found this one on 123 Stitch also, my perusing. I get myself into trouble that way, I really do. This is by the Blue Ribbon Design Company. It's called Poinsettias. Is it Poinsettias or Poinsettias? I never know how to say it. And Pines. This is my first time ever stitching with silks. And does it say what they are? Belle Soie. This is my first time using Belle Soie. So Sometimes I'll use these little floss away bags. It's just easier to keep them, so all the silks are here. I love how soft they are. I'm really enjoying stitching with it, and I've gotten a good progress on this too. This is kind of like a band sampler, I guess, because it has bands. Holding it upside down, right? And I thought that I might get bored by doing all those poinsettias across the top, so I worked my way down a little bit. So I didn't do the whole top. I did a few and then went down. I did some of the alphabet, some of these snowflakes, and the trees. Can you see that? I have to put something behind it. So you can see the project bag through it. I guess that's why I have a design board. So very fun. I love that cardinal. I love stitching on this. I was doing a lot of this when I was at work too. This was a work project. My needle minder is upside down. So very pretty. I really do love this. The colors on this are very pretty. This is 27 count light taupe Linda fabric. I started this in December of 24. So that's a fun one. Yep, Classic Colorworks Belsoir, which, like I said, I understand why people like to stitch with silks now, because they're so pretty and so soft, and I like working with them. I should put the pattern in it so it's not lost later. Okay, how are we doing? 32 minutes in, my goodness, okay. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, the next one is my birthday start. Okay, so I started something on my birthday this year, and I haven't been working on it a lot because I've been working on other things, but this is my second or third Mirabilia, I'm not sure. Pretty in pink. I thought it was a fun birthday start because it looks like a birthday dress, right? And I decided to change the fabric on this. I was playing with that pattern. What is it called? There's a fabric viewer, which I should link below if I can find it again, which lets you put in your pattern over different color fabrics so you can see how it would look. And what I chose for this is a Bee Stitch Me. It's called Gorgeous Grape Lugana. It's a 28 count. And I haven't gotten very far, but I've got a good start on her dress. Now, I did notice in the picture for this, there are some purple, you know, areas there. If they don't show up, I'm just going to backstitch them because I love this fabric so much that hopefully it won't be a problem, but if it is, I will just backstitch it. So this is all the called for DMCs, and I do have the bead pack, 1, 2, 3 stitch. So I have the beads, and that was my birthday start. So I did start this on my birthday, which is December 23rd. And I've got a decent start. I just need to continue. I'm still trying to decide if I like the Nurge hoops. I mean, I like them, but I'm really a Q-snap girl. So we'll see. We'll see if it continues. That is my pretty in pink that I love. Okay. This next one is my first project by who is becoming my favorite designer. I've joined her Patreon, and excuse me, and I've gotten so many of her projects now. I bought this at StitchCon, and I fell in love. Wait, did I buy this one at StitchCon? No, I'm sorry. The one I bought at StitchCon is Merry Cozy Jolly that I haven't started yet. This is from her Patreon. So this is Sweet Ring Studio, Comfort and Joy. I started this on Christmas Eve. So I started this the night after my birthday start, which is probably why I have gotten sidetracked. I don't have a huge start on it, but I have the houses and the trees. This is 28 count Peridot Lugana. I think it called for Morning Mint, and at the time I couldn't get it. Yeah, Morning Mint Lugana. And then I ordered it and forgot I ordered it, and then it came in the mail, but I had already started this. The Morning Mint Lugana is by Atomic Ranch. I'm not sure who this one is by, but it's a pretty green. So that is Comfort and Joy. I really love Susan's designs, and being a part of her Patreon is fun. Which reminds me, I had a couple of her projects that I wanted to show you in my haul, but they're not here on the table with me, so trying to think of where they are. Everything is so scattered, and I am the least organized person there is. That is my Christmas Eve start, the Comfort and Joy. Okay, what is next? Okay, I believe, let me just check my list, but I believe that leads me into another section that I'm going to do here. Did I show you everything on this list? No, you know what I did? So that was everything I started up until Christmas Eve, and then I did 12 by 12, which is really not something I needed to do with the amount of projects I have, but I thought, why not? So I have my 12 by 12, which will lead me into a finish that I want to show you, but then I have some starts that I started after New Year's Eve. So I think I should show you those first, and then I'll go into the 12 by 12, which leads me into my finishes. So I did start a blessing sampler. I know that the way it works is a blessing sampler. I can't talk. Blessing sampler is supposed to be done in the month of January because it brings good luck or something if you finish it. I don't really believe in luck. You know, I tend to not believe in that stuff. However, I did think it would be fun to do a blessing sampler for the year. So this project was given to me by my friend Angie, who I met at StitchCon and who I got to sit with and who I will be sitting with again this year. This is my second heartstring sampler, and it's called Peace Band Sampler. And it's very pretty. Sorry for the glare. I will read you the verse. It says, "Oh, I've been smiling, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it someday is going to come. It's going to come." So I'm stitching this on, hold on. This is 28 count Sandala Lugana by Stitch Me. I used to be in her fabric club, but I had to stop because I had so much. But this is by her, and this is one of my favorite reds, which is Turkish Red by Weeks Dye Works. That's my caterpillar cross stitch needle minder. So this is as far as I've gotten, and it goes under here, which I probably shouldn't do with the stitches, but the only thing that's bothering me about this, and I don't know if you guys can notice it, but I had a little bit left of Turkish Red that I started this with, and then I ran out and had to wait to get more. So here's the new dye lot. Do you see how it's a little more orangey and a little less dark here? So I don't know if it's just me being overly critical of things, but that kind of bothered me, but not enough to rip it out. So I think I'm just going to continue with what I have and hope it's okay. But I love this Be Stitch Me fabric. It's very pretty. The modeling is really cool. And I thought it was a good neutral to do my blessing sampler on. And thank you, Angie, for the pattern. Angie, and I think Jean also, they brought a binder of, maybe it was just Angie's, but they sent it around the table and said, you know, pick what you like before we put it on the freebie table. So I got that. So thank you. Okay, then on New Year's Day, no, not New Year's Day, that was New Year's Day. A couple days after that, I was watching Pam from Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph, hi guys. And Pam had found this really cool temperature chart, and I apologize for the way I'm gonna say these names. Delphine Luthine and Gribouille Lechat, they're French, and I don't speak French, I'm sorry. But they have a Facebook group that you have to join to get the pattern, and I'm gonna have to insert a picture here because I didn't print out the full picture. As a matter of fact, I'm printing out the pattern as I go because it's so large, so I'm only printing out what I need at a time. But it's a temperature chart, and I'm only caught up to February. This is where I am. It's so pretty. So Pam totally enabled me to do this, and I love her for it because it's adorable. It's my caterpillar cross stitch needle minder again. So the way this works is each month is a tree, right, with a little birdhouse on top. So, and you start from the bottom to the top. And for January and February, since it's cold winter, I decided to use the lows for the day. What I'm doing now for March, as I'm marking down the temperatures, I'm asking Alexa what the temperature is between 11 and noon, because that's around the time I leave for work when I have to go into the city. And I'm just marking down what the temperature is at that time of the day. And then I think when it becomes the summer, maybe I'll use the highs just to make it fun. But I mean, there was a lot of the same colors on here. So they give you, for those that don't know how it works, they give you a chart of colors for like 4 to 5 degrees in temperature. And then you stitch whatever the temperature is for that day, you find the color that corresponds, and you stitch the little motif. And I believe for March it changes to a new motif. So I have to stitch the little bottom part and then the tree, and then I can add the days. So usually on the weekends, on Saturdays, which today is Saturday, I didn't mention that, today is Saturday, March 8th. But usually on Saturday, I'll catch up for the following week. But now when I do this, I'm going to have to start with the base. Oh, and then for February, I discovered one day when I was looking at the pattern that they had charted it for leap year, I guess in case, depending on when you start it. So I just, instead of putting the branch there, I just put another heart. Now, this is a French company, so they don't have our holidays. So March doesn't have a shamrock on it. So I think I might try to stick one in there. Also on the pattern, which I can't show you the pattern, but they have for July, they have the French flag. So I'll have to find, you know, the US flag to put it in for our 4th of July. But I'm enjoying this project a lot. It's something different, and I think it's fun that it's going to take me the whole year to do. And I should let you know the fabric is a piece of 25 count vintage country mocha. This is my first time stitching on vintage country mocha. Hopefully I did the right side because I know that this is a printed fabric, so the modeling is only on one side, but I think I did. I picked the right side. So lots of blues and purples there. And now that we're getting into spring, hopefully we'll be seeing some different colors. But the stitch count on this, it's a big one. It's 250 by 148. So I have a very large piece of fabric here. But I love that Pam shared it because it's so much fun to stitch. Oh, and I should also mention that since I'm usually a 2/2 stitcher, but with 25 count, I like more coverage, so I do use 3 strands over 2 on this. So this one is 3. Okay, so that is called Projet Temperature is the name of it. So that is that. Okay. A very small start for St. Patrick's Day. Cherry Hill Stitchery is also one of my favorite designers. And I decided to start this just for St. Patrick's Day because I thought it would be fun. I do have a picture of it that this is a PDF. So it says, notice, prone to malarkey and shenanigans, which I thought was cute. It's got the little leprechaun feet at the bottom. I have a small start on it. I didn't get very far. This is 28 count. No, sorry. It is 28 count white cashel linen by Zweigart. I think this is one of the ones that I bought in like Michael's or something. I did not iron this one. A very small start. I got this banner going. I thought that was cute. I'm using all her called for DMCs. And there is a thread on the back that's showing through. That is just hanging there on a needle. So yeah, that was my St. Patrick's Day. And I have one more whip that I'm not going to show you yet because it corresponds to my first finish. So let me show you the finish first, and then I'll show you my last whip that I just started that I love. No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to show you the finish first. I'm going to show you my 12 by 12. And I'm going to pause here in case the video is too long. So let me pause, and then I'm going to start up again. I'll be right back.